Day 5, Coach the Brain. I have decided to come to a very high point, and very much because I want to just clear my head, let the wind rush through my soul and just blow away the ego. You know, it's quite interesting when you work as a coach to continuously be reflecting. And I really reflect on this question of the ego and what it is and how it manifests. And you know, over the last days I've been observing conversations that I've had with people, and observing how sometimes when you get into a conversation and you say something, the other person immediately says, "Me too, yeah, I know, and yes." And sometimes when you're sharing something that's quite powerful, or something that's been very painful in your life, it actually feels that that person, firstly, is not listening. Secondly, is belittling your experience. Or thirdly, it could feel that they just want to superimpose constantly. And I think it's interesting to analyze after such a conversation, analyze both sides, you know, what one person was saying, what the other person was saying, and then maybe even think about the reasons. What were the reasons that that other person kept coming back with me too, and maybe I was still going on my track of, well, I this and I that. And it's quite fascinating to see, is it a power struggle in a conversation? Or is it maybe even an inner child that feels the need to be heard and recognized? Now, obviously, as a coach, we have to be very conscious that when we are with our coachee in a coaching session, really there should be nothing about us unless we are asking that permission to share. And only until we've really exhausted the power of the coachee's capacity to think for themselves, to find their own solution, to really stimulate them to make it on their own. And if we have to share, we also have to think, how relevant is it? How useful is it? How helpful is it, what I'm about to share? Now, you know, often we have these conversations where we are sort of bringing out the me, the I, the me, the I. And I do think it does sometimes reflect back to our parents and how parents maybe recognized or didn't recognize enough their children. Because, you know, parents are the primary caregiver that we get in life. And everything actually stems back, and even our parents, for them, the impact that they had on their lives. So sometimes it's interesting to really go into that psychology of what is it that's bringing out my need to share, or my need to express, or my need to be heard. So how amazing is it when you actually sit with a coach, and firstly the coach is listening, secondly the coach is reflecting back, and thirdly the coach is sitting there and really without words demonstrating the mantra, how can I best serve you? So this is my challenge to all of you this weekend, starting today, Saturday. Are you able to go 48 hours without ever saying the words I, me, and my? You can invent whatever words you want to say. You could use we. You could use one in English. I know in your languages it might actually be that you can just use the verb. Or maybe even you just have to think about the verb. So instead of saying puedo, you could say podemos. In many languages like Russian and Spanish, you do not need that personal pronoun. But that still doesn't mean not to have the awareness that you are referring to the I. Good luck. Let me have your comments. And maybe after 48 hours, you can tell me how that experience has been for you. For me, it was a life changer.